Hi, my name is Herman Gonzalez, and this is my video observation journal. Um, so this week I got to interview the school psychologist and a teacher regarding the student that I'll be working with the FBA. Now, a bit about the student. He's a sixth grade student. I actually have him in my caseload for RSP. His eligibility is, let's see, his primary is ASD and his secondary is ADHD. Um, a quick, in my class when he's in the RSP room, there's really not much behavior, um, inappropriate behavior, but you got to keep in mind that in my class, it's a group of 7 students. So it's a small group, a lot of attention to adults. So there's really no room for misbehavior um, in the RSP room. So the concern is the behavior that he has when he's in the general education class. It's reported that he's had the same type of behaviors in in all the core classes, language arts, math, social studies, science. So it's not a specific class that he's showing these behaviors. Um, so the behavior, the teacher has, reported that he tends to yell out a lot, yell out answers, yell out comments, and a lot of it is just inappropriate. He's trying to get a reaction from students. Another thing he does is he's very rude to students and tries to get a reaction from them. Um, so I did talk to the psychologist about the student that has worked with him before. The student does have some counseling goals, and she knows the student. He knows the student from the elementary school. So the psychologist services both schools, so he's still working with him. Um, Back in elementary, he did have behavior problems. But it seems like that he's having a more um, this year with the new teachers. Okay, so um, my observation, I went into his language arts class and I noticed that he was off task. He wasn't completing work, he wasn't doing work, he wasn't taking notes, and then the aide, the paraprofessional, she would prompt him and get him back on task. And a lot of the times he was just putting his head down on the table, not taking notes. So about within 5 minutes, he was prompted about 3 times to get him back on task. Um, and then I noticed he was trying to talk to the students around in his table, but they weren't engaging in the conversation with him. But he was mumbling some things. I was too far to hear what was actually going on. Um, and then also in my observation, I noticed there was a part where the teacher prompted them on something with writing, and the teacher did write the dog, and then they were supposed to put an action, what the dog did, and he screamed out, he yelled out, "The dog peed on me." Um, Got the class laughing. The teacher um, talked to him, so he got some attention from both the class and the classroom teacher, the instructor. Um, as far as the psychologist, he said that they haven't done any behavior intervention plan for him, so it looks like he might be a good candidate for that. And I'm gonna be doing the FBA, and hopefully, we get some good outcomes. We get some good things going with him, but he does need that intervention. As far as what are the operational, I would define the operationally. Let's see, how would I define it? I guess his yelling is defined as any vocalization that is at a volume above normal conversation, and also the use of language is not appropriate in the setting, and it tends to disturb the students. And I would also say that the behavior off task, to define that, it's when he's not engaged in a task that's been assigned or an ongoing activity. Um, if he's looking around the room, playing with items, talking, putting his head down on the desk for more than 5 minutes, that's how I would define the off task. So I'm looking at two behaviors: the off task and the yelling. Um, I'll be doing some more observations in the other classes just to see how he reacts in that different environment. Like I said, all teachers have reported that he has those behaviors, but I only observed his language arts class. I'm going to be going into the other ones and uh, having observation to see how of it's the environment and how the teacher is reacting um, to what's the consequences that he's getting for that behavior. Because right now it just looks like the behavior um, is just getting attention. So the consequences is just attention right now. I haven't. The antecedent would probably be at this point I would say just classroom work, but it wasn't a task that was too hard for him. So, with more observations, I'll find out a bit more about what is causing the behavior, and hopefully we'll come up with a good plan for him. Okay, thank you.